In one word, what can you say about this movie? Just one.
One.
Just if you could think of one word.
I guess I'll say amazing. I don't want to. It seems too bland, but amazing. It was amazing.
It was fantastic.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay. This is Echo Ninja and my boy here.
Man has no nickname.
And we're here to do the spoiler review for the Batman. The mic is still away.
Hey.
No. Okay, so
Move in a little bit.
I'm trying.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, I can see myself now. Okay, so this movie, I'm just gonna say it right now because I said it earlier. It's the best fucking Batman movie I've ever seen. Like seriously,
it was so good, so good.
I can't believe we just saw the Batman movie we've literally been waiting for like forever now.
Yes. I mean,
I need to hear your thoughts. Go.
So I always stick by Dark Knight. Dark Knight was amazing to me. It had everything. You know, Heath Ledger playing Joker was fantastic. And I had major doubts when it came to Robert Pattinson playing Batman. I just didn't think he had the not the acting chops, but the emotional chops for playing this particular character. Because we got year two Batman, and year two Batman is very gritty, very emotional, very off the wall, and he gave me all of that and more. Batman, like just it was just completely different. Uh, we got to see a very dark aspect of Batman that not too many people get to see unless you're reading the comics or even watching the animated series. And we got that in full effect with Robert Pattinson. He played a amazing Batman.
All of you Robert Pattinson haters, just shut up right now. Just throw in the towel. Because honestly, like this guy went, to me, I felt that he went almost above and beyond with this character. Even though at first glance it looks like he's being very one note about the character, but with the longer you watch the movie, and trust me, 3 hours rolled by pretty quickly.
It did not feel like 3 hours
No,
at all.
It rolled by pretty quickly. The pacing was amazing, but like throughout the rest of the movie, Pattinson he brought more to the character, and of course it's 2 years. It's 2 years of him being Batman.
Yeah.
So the thing is, and he's still and with him kind of going into the city night after night after night, basically, pummeling, bad guys and whatever. He's seeing the rotten, infested, cesspool of the city. It's making him a bitter person even more. So you think he's gonna be jolly old, Bruce Wayne, like, and then next he's gonna be fucking I'm Batman. No, this guy, like, you can see that it's even getting the rich, a person like him, down in his luck,
Yeah.
but it's I feel that this guy was, I mean, people want to say, oh yeah, he was like Batman 90%. No. This dude was like Batman like 100% of the time.
100% of the time he was Batman.
Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I would say 90% Batman. The movie itself was 90% Batman, 10% Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
And that 10% of Bruce Wayne, we got everything that we needed to get from that part of it. We got him looking around, we got him speaking to people, we got him showing his emotions on how everything has been going on due to his training, him having, the scars and everything like that from the training. And you could definitely tell that this Batman was like wet behind the ears. There was a scene where he goes to the nightclub and he just walks up to the front door. Batman don't fucking walk up to no front door. He fucking scouts the fucking building, sees if he can get a way inside the rafters or whatever. Quietly. This nigga bust through the front door
and just walked in like he just owned the place.
Yeah, it just whooped everybody's ass. Whoever tried to pull out a gun or a knife on him was just destroyed on the spot.
That especially the one guy, the two guys who had a gun on him, and he had the bat. And he just threw the bat at the one guy, blocking the other bullet. I was like, "What are you?" And this motherfucker gets shot a lot,
Too much.
And I mean by anything. You're talking from Saturday night specials. That's the 38 calibers for you people who know your guns, all the way to like fully automatic rifles and shotguns at close range. I'm all like, bro, that shotgun that got him close. It actually pierced a bit of it. But
the what towards the last scene, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, shot right in the chest.
So just to give you guys a quick rundown of the movie. Gotham is at an all-time high of crime. Lottie freaking die like we didn't know. But the thing is about it is that it starts out with the death of the Mayor Don. Yeah. And that we've seen in the trailer, the guy who had his face taped up and everything. So basically he is a part of a long line of a secret that's been going on throughout the years. So basically him, the mayor that died, who else died? The captain or whatnot.
The captain.
Yeah.
The DA.
The DA. Yeah, the DA.
The DA's death was insane.
It really was. This guy had to. He was going to give him a chance.
He gave him a chance, and he didn't want to answer the question.
He didn't want to answer the last one,
so he blew his motherfucking head off, Saw style.
Yeah.
All the traps that the Riddler had, because the Riddler had traps on all these people. It was like Saw related deaths almost. It was insane. There was one where he had like a rat trap on the dude's head, and it was literally like a cage, and the rats had to go through a maze, and then most likely ate the fuck out of his face.
Yeah.
They didn't show anything too gruesome, but when my man's head just fucking blew off his shoulders and sent Batman flying, that was such a pivotal point in the movie as well. It just took over a complete chaos from there.
Yeah. And you knew. The thing is, when you walk into this, when you jump into this movie, you think you have it all figured out pretty much from the, after the first death, maybe. Like you kind of see possibly where it's going, but then the whole movie takes you on a 180 direction, and you just get lost. You get lost in the woods, and you like, shit, all I got is this flashlight. What the fuck is going on? And it's just this movie brings that whole the whole detective scheme into it more. It brings it to the foreground. So, and he has these cool ass lenses that are really cool.
Those lenses were dope.
Oh my god, I couldn't. At first, I was like, "Oh, okay." So he's saying
because it wasn't his mask; they were contact lenses.
No, they were contact lenses.
I thought because normally when they show like the more advanced Batman,
right,
he has like some type of sonar thing in his in his cowl,
right,
and the cowl like the eyes light up or whatever the case may be, and he's able to see either through walls or he's able to record things. And in this one, he had these contact lenses, and he was able to throw them in, walk around, and just record everything that he saw. So if he saw any type of evidence or anything, he was able to run through the tapes and go over the evidence and try to piece everything together, especially everything that Riddler was just throwing out from the very beginning. The story is based off of the Long Halloween?
The Long Halloween and Batman Ego, which is another one. So, the Riddler, man.
I didn't.
Paul Dano.
Paul fucking Dano.
have hope.
I did not see that coming. I mean, he's played like some really awesome roles similar to it, but the fact that he was able to, take control of this Riddler character, and we got something so much more sinister than just someone that was kidnapping people, putting them aside, and then you had to go through this elaborate plan just to try to save them. He was just putting these people in complete death. Like it wasn't even harm. Like he was going after people,
Oh yeah.
bashing their heads open, putting them in traps if he wanted to. I mean, what was it with the mayor? He freaking killed him, and he didn't even. He just hit him with a
Well,
freaking
he hit
hammer.
him with the carpenter tool
Yeah,
upside the head, with the sharp edge of it, just upside the head.
a couple times.
Yep, wrapped his head up in like tape, put the "No More Lies," chopped off his thumb,
and put it
on a keychain
drive.
with a thumb drive, with a flash drive. So basically, when later on, when Batman and fucking Gordon found it in one of the mayor's cars, he lifted up and he was like, "Thumb drive," and I was like, wow.
He said,
It was some of the humor is very dark and dry, but it's hilarious.
it started off with the drive thing. He found he found the note that said drive.
Yeah.
So he looked for his car, went to the car. He said, I'm looking for a USB. Found the USB and then took it out. And he was like, wait a minute. Was this hanging on the USB stick? It was a thumb. So he goes, oh, thumb drive. Then they stick it into the computer. And then he's trying to figure out why it's encrypted. And then they found the secret compartment where you had to scan the thumb.
He's like, you should use the thumb. And then Gordon was like, oh, God. It was perfect because the Riddler's plan, he wanted him. And the thing is about it is it's a complete gray line with this because him and Batman want the same thing, but they were doing it completely different ways. But the thing is, Batman, when he finally got face to face with the Riddler at Arkham, Riddler tried to twist it around to make it seem like they were working together.
Yeah, we're working together. No.
And he's like, no, you're sick and all this other shit. And then like Riddler was just like, he was just having a fucking fit.
See, here's my thing. When you see the trailer showed him bang on the window, and he sounded like a bitch when he was like, "Where is it?" I was like, "I don't know." I was again super skeptical about Robert Pattinson.
But
playing
the suspense
Batman.
leading up to that part,
the suspense leading up to that part made it so that way I was like, oh, okay, makes sense why he was like that. But at least we didn't get that Christian like we didn't get that, and I respect that. He did kind of put a little bit of bass in his voice when he was wearing the cowl, but it wasn't too much to the point where he was completely changing his voice.
Yeah, he pulled a Michael Keaton. All he did the whisper voice in a way, because in a way, like when especially the beginning of the movie, like when he's speaking and stuff, like he's doing a diary almost. Mm-hmm. And he says that line saying every time that light shuts on, it's not a signal, it's a warning. And every single person doing a crime looks up and just gets terrified.
That's what I like about that too, is that they played on the terror of Batman, not just people knowing who Batman is. They played on the terror. So whenever he like walked around, he stepped out of the darkness. You heard this man's feet.
Of justice.
We were sitting down watching the movie, and I was like, this is what we call the footsteps of justice. Because as soon as you saw like a dark alley or a dark area in the room, all you heard was dum, dum, dum. And then he steps out, and then you're like, okay, he's about to whip ass now. And that's all he does. He just brutally beats the hell out of these people. No weapons. I didn't even see. I think I maybe seen him use like the grappling hook to take someone down.
He used the grappling hook a lot.
And I think he might have used the battering once or twice, but he didn't really use much weapons. It was all hand-to-hand combat with everybody. People shooting at him directly, like right in front of him or a few feet away from him. And he was just taking the hits and knocking people out.
Like,
It wasn't as gruesome as like the older Batman, the Dark Knight Batman, where he would break limbs because he just didn't give a fuck anymore.
I mean, you heard the limbs
But
break.
he was really beating the hell out of these people, which was fantastic. I loved how dark and how strong and like I guess suspenseful they made this particular Batman.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and it's just the the amount of brutality
Yes, that was the word.
he put into all of these fights. Now, the fights aren't pretty looking. Let's just put it that way. But they're not meant to look pretty. That's the thing. It's not. We're not expecting the BVS warehouse scene.
Yes,
Which is still a cool ass scene, but this is not what we're expecting. We're expecting raw, just in your face.
You have to understand though, that Batman was seasoned.
Yes, you're right.
So he knew already. He had more training. This one is
kind of fresh off the boat.
The way I would explain it is, he's if you guys saw the Gotham series, he's Bruce Wayne when Bruce Wayne finally came out at the very end of the show as Batman.
Correct.
So he's very fresh with training. He's enraged because he doesn't know who killed his parents, which he essentially finds out in this movie as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was going about it his way, he was very just making sure that he doesn't get himself hurt, he doesn't lose Alfred, but he needs to find out who killed his parents, and he's also trying to figure out the whole Riddler thing. The main thing was the Riddler thing, and then the parents' death was thrown in there, but it gives you such a twist on who his parents were.
Yeah,
which was insane. I didn't see his mother being in Arkham.
Yes, and this has been done in the comics before. Anybody who's a fan of the DC comics, of course, or any comics, there's a Earth One Batman comic that does have a little piece of it in this movie.
Okay.
With Alfred being that rugged, hardcore type person, and it has what's the name? But in that comic, it has Penguin becoming the mayor, and in that comic, the Penguin is the reason why the Waynes are dead, because he orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah.
But with this, and oh yeah, in the comic, you find out that Martha Wayne, her family are actually Arkhams. So she was originally a Martha Arkham, and then he was Thomas Wayne, and then both of those families came together as one and built the city together. But that's just like in this one. Just like in this one. But the twist is that I didn't see coming. Now the reason why Arkham Asylum or Arkham Hospital, State Hospital is made is because of the criminally insane. We find out one of the secrets that Thomas Wayne tried to hide is that his wife had some type of mental illness.
So she was crazy herself.
Yeah, she was
an inpatient in Arkham.
She was placed in there many times over. It was crazy, and the thing was, like, there was twist after twist after twist. Originally, we thought Salvatore Maroni was the one that ordered the hit out on both of the Waynes. And what's his name? Carmine Falcone told Bruce Wayne that, because supposedly Thomas Wayne helped Carmine Falcone, kind of saved his life because he got shot in the chest. So it's like he felt Carmine was kind of like that illegitimate uncle in a way to Bruce. That's how he felt. But backtrack before I even hit that part. Us almost fucking losing Alfred in this movie.
Yo, I mean, I figured he wasn't gonna die.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, bro, because they could have did that.
Because of how the story goes and how they show, I mean, Alfred is a very integral part in Batman's life.
They killed him in the comics, though.
But I mean, yeah, but like later on, no.
I mean, he's dead now.
Yeah, but that was like later on.
I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah. So I mean, they could easily get. I mean, it's anything. Now here's the thing. I essentially thought that this was part of the DC universe that they're getting ready to reboot.
Correct.
They are not doing that. This is a standalone. Hopefully, it's going to be a trilogy, but this is a standalone film. So if you're expecting to get any type of end credits or anything like that, spoiler alert, you're not getting a motherfucking thing.
Nope.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
Please do stay after the film though for a nice little surprise, but you're not gonna get shit.
Right. Because today he was like, I mean, him were talking. And he was like, "Oh yeah, the Flash is just gonna bring this in." I was like, "No, he is not."
From what I've read and from what I've seen, it sounded like they were actually gonna use this also to kind of like reboot the series, since they're not gonna have Ben Affleck as Batman anymore. It's all that keeps getting tossed in the air. Yeah, he's gonna be part of Flash. No, he's not part of Flash. Oh, he's getting his own standalone movie. Now he's getting a standalone series. We don't know what we're getting with that.
But Michael Keaton is supposed to be taking the place of Ben Affleck's Batman. But he's supposed to be more of the mentor figure, So. What do you feel? What was the coolest scene for you?
The coolest scene for me was probably the car chase.
Yes.
The car chase. So we get Selena Kyle.
Yes.
We get her trying to steal money from Falcone. Then Batman shows up. He's intervening because he's already there looking for what's going on with Penguin.
Right.
Because Penguin was there.
Mm-hmm. Him and Gordon, yeah.
This whole shootout starts, and people are starting to run away and get in their cars. Penguin gets in a car. He dips. And then you hear...
before he gets in the car.
Before he gets in the car at a dip, you hear this rumbling in the background, and that's when you finally see the Batmobile.
And oh boy, does it light up.
Yo. It started with a purr. Then you got another second purr, but it was more like a growl.
And then it was a roar.
And then it was a roar when he just hit the gas and you see the blue flame come out the back. Oh my god. And then
the fear in Penguin's face.
The fear in Penguin's face. If you sit down and watch it, if you really pay attention to Penguin's face, you may see a little bit of Colin Farrell, maybe in the eyes, but you do not see him or hear him at all in that movie. And it's insane to me how fucking fantastic that shit was. The makeup, whatever CGI stuff they put on him.
Good in an actor he is too. I mean,
just the voice. I didn't hear not one thing. It did not look or sound like Colin Farrell whatsoever. No. He gets in this car. He's driving away. He goes into oncoming traffic on the highway and decides that he's going to cause an accident so that way he can get Batman off his tail. He hits this truck. The truck spins out of control. Fire, flames, gas, cars, wreckage everywhere. And this is when you see the trailer when he's like, "I got you, I got you," and then Batman just out of nowhere with this fucking massive car, and it wasn't even that big. It was just a regular muscle car.
Yeah,
but it just had all these additives on it.
It was literally a muscle car with a jet engine on its back.
Basically, that's exactly what it looked like.
But because I'm gonna be honest, at first when I first heard about this Batmobile a while ago, I was like, I'm not for it.
Because we were all skeptical about the entirety of the movie. It wasn't even we knew Matt Reeves was going to do a great job, but we didn't know what we were going to get in this Batman because it was Robert Pattinson. Not too many people are familiar with his work. The only thing that people are familiar with is Twilight, and you have your haters from Twilight. I
Right.
was the avid hater of Twilight, and I never gave it a chance. I saw a couple of the older, like the more recent ones, or like the ones like that came later on, with the battle scenes. That's kind of cool. But again, with Robert Pattinson being this twinkling vampire, it just didn't catch my attention. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that that's all he's good for. And then I've seen other films that he had, and again, no emotion. That's all he's good for, just being very antisocial, very, just emo, down in the dumps. Um, but we did not get that with this movie.
No, if you guys need a good resource to see great acting from Robert Pattinson, please check out Lighthouse. That it's such a fantastic film with him and William Dafoe. It's in black and white. It's considered a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like suspense thriller horror,
but it's so good.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thriller almost. Yeah.
And he did a lot of method acting in that one.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I've heard a lot of people say that it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it, but he also has this movie on Netflix with Tom Holland. That was pretty cool too.
Oh,
he played like a pastor.
Yes,
that was pretty cool too.
Oh, I seen that one. Yeah. Something about the devil. I seen that one.
Yeah.
There's another one that he's done. I can't. Oh, Tenet. He
was dope in Tenet.
Yes, he was.
He was dope in Tenet.
He was very good in Tenet.
He was dope in Tenet.
But okay, so Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yes, Selena. She, you know what? For years,
it was always Michelle Pfeiffer.
Really?
For years, it was always Michelle Pfeiffer for me.
I mean, what about Halle Berry?
What about Halle Berry?
I mean, that movie was trash.
That movie was complete and utter trash, and I don't want to hear about it ever again.
It was trash, but I mean, she looked fire in that.
There was only one scene that she was good in, and that was the one that when she slipped past the bars. Other than that, fuck.
Yeah,
that
but
movie.
You know what? A lot of the older heads are going to appreciate Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman,
of course.
However, a lot of the more recent generation, you know what?
She wasn't so bad either.
She wasn't bad. She wasn't half bad either. But there was that was only one. They're all one film.
Yeah, they're all
one. She killed it. Yeah. The fighting, they were able to give us fighting scenes with her, which was super dope.
Mm-hmm.
How sharp she was and precise she was with a lot of her hits. She tried to use weapons, but I guess they tried to refrain from her using that. They wanted to do all hand-to-hand combat and just have villains use weapons, which was smart because you get to see hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
A lot of the fights, again, like he said, you're not meant to see these fights. So you had a lot of fights that were done in the dark, shadows, silhouettes of just fighting, things like that. You did get a couple of up close scenes. I think one of the other cool scenes that I liked was when he was in the elevator shaft at the end.
Yeah.
He's in the elevator shaft, and then dude went to go look down the elevator shaft, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And fucking pulls him into the elevator shaft, jumps out onto the floor, and now it's complete pitch black, and then all you see is the light from gunfire, and he's just destroying.
And the sound of faces getting pummeled.
It's the sound of faces getting pummeled, people getting their arms and legs broken, people getting punched in the gut, all this crazy shit, and then bullets just bouncing off this guy's armor.
It's like he's going, like, God, dude, I
think at the very end of that sequence, you get the most light because there was two guys standing on equal sides of the hallway shooting at him, and he was just eating those bullets, and then just like threw one to the ground and like did like a fucking slam on the other dude. Oh man, it was bro.
Oh God, I like it. It's oh man. Now, I'm a fan of detective films. Especially like, this had that feel of almost that 1970s detective shit. Like if you've seen The French Connection, or Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. Like that's basically what it felt like. Hell, Matt Reeves basically he based the look of the movie up from Chinatown, from the movie Chinatown. So it's like it had that feel of almost like kind of like a detective narration, especially in the beginning, how intricate he's talking, how he's so in detail talking about the city, and talking about the people within the city and stuff like that. And it's,
I feel in some way this was like a love letter to Batman.
Yeah, it's like a well-deserved love letter that we've been waiting for.
It was very humbling, just to see Batman, or hear Robert Pattinson speak as Bruce Wayne in the background, or possibly Batman, one of the same, doesn't matter. Just having him speak in the background on certain parts of the movie, where he's just giving a description of the city and everything that's going on and what he's facing. And then you finally start seeing him crawl out of the shadows, the footsteps of justice. and this happens a few times, and you get to appreciate just the emotion that is Batman, because Batman is a complete emotion. That's not a person, that's an emotion.
Yeah,
straight up.
Batman is an entity of emotion. That like he's an instrument a person uses. That's basically what Batman is. Batman is the instrument that Bruce uses to do what needs to be done, and it's kind of like it's what the Riddler said. He was all like, he's like, this is your true face. He's like, I've seen your true face. He's like, I wish you would have saw me in mine, and he was just and this movie was like horror, like suspenseful horror at times.
I was on the edge of my seat a lot of the times with that.
I was legit scared in certain points. I was like, bro.
The conversation in the jail between Riddler and Batman was phenomenal.
Can you say that it matched the one from The Dark Knight with Heath and Bale?
It does,
or
match.
At least a close second.
It has that energy.
Yeah,
it has that energy. Now that scene, I wouldn't put it above Dark Knight, but I will put this movie above Dark Knight as an entirety.
I would say the same thing. Like I said, this movie is legit the Batman movie every fan has been waiting for.
Yeah.
To me, from a Batman fan, to me, this is the perfect Batman movie. Like, This is the best Batman movie ever made.
Yes, and if we get a trilogy, if this does well, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for what they have in store for us. Hopefully, they don't integrate into if they're going to do this standalone. I'd be okay with that. I don't want this to be part of DC's universe.
Yeah.
DC's universe is gone off the rails already to the point where they're rebooting. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% done with it.
So we definitely give this movie the highest of praise. I mean, Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, like Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, scary fucking asshole.
like you normally see him as like this psychotic, very like outcast of a person. He's either very quiet or very, not psychotic, but like he can play those types of roles very well. And I was almost like just terrified of seeing him. Like it was insane of how he triggered an emotion in me where I was just like, yo, I've never seen him this way, and it's fucking dope.
And the ending worked. I feel the ending worked. I like the fact that how Bruce was saying that he realizes now that vengeance isn't something the city really needs. Like
that like, was the main word, and I know Batman's main word is justice.
Yeah.
But again, we are dealing with an emotional 2-year-old Batman.
Yeah, and everybody, even in the city, they just knew him as vengeance.
So he was vengeance.
Right.
What are you doing here? vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just looking for a reason to whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah, for real.
What are you doing? Are you selling drugs? Vengeance. Like, there was a part where Penguin gives Selena drugs so she can go and sell in the nightclub, and in front of Batman, and I was like, I'm waiting for him to just say justice and just
drop kick his ass through the window.
That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Normally that's what we would get. We would get Batman, he'd be upset, see something bad, and justice. And then he'll attack. We did not get that. We got a vengeful Batman. He was cool, calm, and collected in some areas because he was doing his detective shit. But at the same instance,
oh wait, speaking of cool, calm, and collected, and then from 0 to 100, when Selena was about to get stabbed by that dude in the end, and he took out that fucking thing, the kind of it's almost like a adrenaline.
Yeah, he did a shot of adrenaline because he had gotten. So we said earlier he got shot in the chest at close range with a shotgun, and he was about to fall off the ledge. Selena knocks him over, pulls him up, and now he's beating the hell out of Selena, and he can't breathe. He's laying there, he can't move, barely has his eyes open. He reaches into his pocket and opens up like this little valve and stabs himself with the adrenaline pen and gets up and just beats bloody murder out of this guy. He does that. It took Gordon to fucking, yo, Batman, chill, bro. He was like, yo, he grabbed him. Because if not, he would have just kept fucking.
And then they took off that mask and just Gordon's like expression, he was like, Jesus. The guy was unrecognizable.
Yeah, all this was all just red and bloody and shit. Oh man, it was gruesome. But you know what?
Yeah.
I digress. This movie was it.
This was not a signal. This was a warning to all those haters out there.
This is a warning to everyone. I'm telling you, I was one of the biggest haters for this movie, solely for the fact that it was Robert Pattinson. You know what I'm saying? I figured, Matt Reeves was gonna do it justice. I figured the cast was gonna be pretty solid. I didn't know what the story was going to be about. Then when they showed us pictures of the Riddler, I was like, what is this gimp looking? I get the mask. I get why he did what he was and why he dressed the way he dressed. I get Robert Pattinson and this Batman. Even Bruce Wayne. This is 100% the Batman movie that we've been waiting for. We got it. And they just need to continue with this and steamroll with it. If we get 4, 5, 6 Batman films out of this with Robert Pattinson, I think I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. Is there a score that you would give this movie?
Bro, yeah.
Do you want to do out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
Okay.
What do you score?
5.
Really? It's 5?
5. You're going to give it a 4, aren't you? And I'm not even biased with it. Only reason why is because
I give it a 4.5. And the only reason why I'll give it a 4.5 is because of 2 things.
Yes.
They hinted at Joker.
Okay. That's the thing.
They hinted at Joker, and at first you saw someone talking. It could have either been Joker or it could have been Two-Face. They zoom in on the person's face. It really does look like Two-Face. It ends up being Joker. We still don't get to see his face fully.
Right.
But we get the laugh. And it wasn't a psychotic laugh. And the way he was talking, I'm hoping it's not fucking Jared Leto. They can kick rocks with that shit.
It's not Jared.
I know. But, I'm just...
He's like, I know. I know.
You're
just making sure. I get it.
Making sure, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
And then, of course, the fact that we get no post-credit scene hinting of a continuation. We do get something, though. So, again, if you want to stick by, watch it. and you'll get that cool little Easter egg at the very end. But yeah, that's my only thing with it.
Okay.
Other than that, the movie was great. Batman, the storyline, the aesthetic, everything was there for me. I just and it was damn near perfect. It wasn't perfect 100%.
I hear you.
I don't want to give it a
I
5.
hear you.
You give it a 5, that's on you.
And I'll tell you the only reason why. I've seen just about every single Batman movie there could have been.
Compared to all the other ones,
and I even count the most perfect Batman movie, which is Batman Mask the Phantasm. It's an animated movie. I know. You think that's not something that should be counted for, but it should be. Have you ever watched it?
So, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't. You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Because then you know why? Because if you do that, then I say Batman the animated series, the whole series beats this fucking movie.
But we're just counting the movies, not the series.
I don't want to hear it.
No. Okay, fine. Fuck it.
Don't add the animated stuff.
Fine. Whatever.
It has similarities.
Okay.
It beats George Clooney.
Of course.
It beats Michael Keaton. It
beats them all.
Christian Bale's. It beats them.
Yes. It beats every single live action Batman movie to date.
It does. It really does.
And saying that is not an easy thing to do, because the Dark Knight trilogy paved the way for what needed to be a Batman movie.
So the Dark Knight trilogy paved the way for what superhero movies needed to be.
Yes, true. There you go. But this one paved the way for
what Batman movies need to be. It paves the way for what DC movies need to be.
Yes. Warner Brothers needs to stop worrying the fuck about what they want.
They worry too much about the characters and who's directing and money versus giving people what they want. Yes, they gave us a Justice League movie, but was it great? It was fucking terrible. Zack Snyder got his hands on it, did his cut. I enjoyed it after that.
Yeah. But it took that to happen.
We haven't gotten a Flash movie yet. Man of Steel was ass. BVS was ass. Aquaman, yeah, okay. I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Man of Steel was ass for him. I actually like Man of Steel. But
anyone who likes Man of Steel, bro, we have a fucking problem. Because
I guess you got a problem with me.
So I do have a problem with you. It was a snooze fest, and I don't fucking like it.
But they're not even going to give him a chance to even do Man of Steel 2.
No, actually, in Peacemaker, if you really notice, because they said that they weren't going to return, Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill weren't returning. That's why they weren't in the cameo. Because they would have been in that cameo.
Oh, I'm sure.
They would have been in that cameo.
No, I'm sure.
And they didn't even use Batman.
Well, there's a reason why.
Because he's a pussy, right? That's what Peacemaker said in the show. He's a pussy, but that's for another time.
Well, his Batman is supposed to be in that whole multiversal thing in the Flash.
Yeah, but the Flash was there. So why not Batman? Then?
Okay, no, you got me there. Okay, all right.
You had the Flash.
Okay, fine.
They had Ezra Miller.
Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, this like we said, this movie was the quintessential Batman movie. This is the outline of what a Batman movie should be.
Yes.
And on that note, we will end this video with this perfect vision in our heads of this movie, and it's gonna keep going. I'm gonna watch it again with my fiance on opening day.
On opening day, yes, because we did get a chance to watch it before it came out. This
Yes.
is as of recording right now. It is March 1st.
Yes. Fat Tuesday for all you people who are celebrating. But yeah, that right now that's all we got to say about this. I mean, we can go on and on and on, but we don't got time for that shit. But make sure you're there on Wednesday. Where well, I'm not even gonna say that because this is gonna come out after that anyway. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Please drop a like if you guys want us to do more reviews on certain movies. Just hit us up. Let us know. We got a Discord that's around here somewhere. And of course, we got Instagram and Twitter and all that other jazz. I see you looking for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So which one are you going to do first? You going to do that? Okay.
We'll do Twitch.
So we got a Twitch. We got a Twitter. And we got Instagram. Fuck everything else.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. The merch store.
Yes. New merch coming soon.
And yeah, that's about it. So if other than that, we're going to peace out. It's late and we're hungry and I got to go home. So later, Gothamites. Peace.
Later.